Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Power Up. We are back from our break for the new year. It is episode 22. I am your host, the Beast NJ, otherwise known as D. Marchese, and with me, joined as always, is my faithful kind... Fuck, I fucked it up. My faithful sidekick and co-host, Gregory Virga.
I don't know about y'all, but
Yeah.
we're being 22.
Yeah.
We'll be all right. I had to do that, number one. Number two, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
Happy
Kwanzaa,
New
Hana
Year.
Chronica, Friendsmas.
Yeah.
Dean got a haircut. His eyebrows are still on fleek in the new year. Mine is still, we're going to figure it out by the end of the year.
You look great.
I feel like no, but
like
if
that
I
hat.
was looking great, it's from my favorite Christmas gift I got this year.
Oh, man.
This fabulous gentleman sitting next to me in another state got me this beautiful snapback, which we all know I love my snapbacks. And as you can see, it's a Batman Beyond symbol, the best version of Batman, Mr. Terry McGinnis. And it's a big symbol on the front, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I was really happy with the quality of that hat when it came.
I opened up the box at Dean's house, sitting next to his Christmas tree, and I said, no, I almost cried over the hat. And then he got me to cry with the sentimental photo.
Oh, you know what? Not this week because mine's put away, but next week we should, if we remember, we should show them our Marvel DC banners.
Oh, yes, it's
The
I have
canvas
one
ones.
behind me.
Mine's on my... We'll do it next week.
Okay.
Anyway, if you're new to the show, returning members welcome. But if you happen to find yourself, surfing the interwebs and you're new to the show, this is your number one stop for all things superhero. It's your favorite superhero show / podcast. You can catch this every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on youtube.com/The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL, or you can catch it in audio form on SoundCloud and iTunes just by searching the Level Up Network, or you can support us on patreon.com/The Level Up Network. And for just $1, you can get this episode 5 days earlier on Tuesdays.
We're asking not for $1 in 2016, but $1 for every year that's passed. So $2016 is what we would prefer.
If you throw us a bone, one bone every month, it's $12 a year.
Oh, that's smart.
That's like nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Learning with Dean.
But if you don't want to donate anything, that's fine too. You get the show for free on Saturdays, like I mentioned. And the audio version, of course, is free as well. That's just a good way to support us so we can improve our quality and work on all of our other shows that we do here on the Level Up Networks. With all of that behind us.
Yes.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm not gonna say, I don't know why I said it like that. Phenomenal. I'm gonna say nothing superhero related and what I've been doing with my life. So last night we recorded Level Up, as we always do, Sunday to Monday. Guys, go check out our other show. It's archived on YouTube.
We did a big Star Wars talk last night, which we won't get into too much here, but Greg and I both loved Star Wars.
I'm not gonna say we ranked it as our favorite Star Wars, but we did. So we did a spoiler cast on that. We ended very late. So we ended at like 1:30 a.m. We're now recording this at 9:30 a.m. I haven't slept yet because I'm obsessed with Making a Murder on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen it, it just released, I think, like mid-December. I think it came out the same day as Star Wars, actually. Good segue there. But, oh, God, it's a phenomenal show. It might be my favorite Netflix original show.
Haven't watched it yet. I intend to. It's on my list.
I recommend it.
I caught up on lots. I finished The Leftovers. Loved that.
Yes.
We are one episode away, Jen and I, from finishing Walking Dead Season 5, and then we have Season 6 to catch up on.
And you only have like 8 episodes to catch up on. The next premiere is until like mid-February, so you got plenty of time.
No, I think it's Sunday.
This Sunday?
We saw a preview for it that was like, the Sunday coming up. Well, the Sunday after this show will have aired,
Oh my God. I'm not ready.
I think. I'm like a little
I need
sure.
to prepare myself.
I'm like a little bit sure. Not like
how are you guys liking it as it continues though?
I still love it. I still like it a lot.
Okay.
I was always on board. Everyone said it fell off in season 4, but like I still liked it. There were some slow points, of course, but I like it. It's a really good show.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I won't get into where we are just in case anyone else isn't caught up. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it's very good. I did a lot over break. I watched so much. I watched The Martian finally. I loved that. That was a great
good
movie. I watched Snowpiercer, which came highly recommended by Andrew, which Chris Evans starred in. Who, by the way, Marvel needs to start giving Chris Evans some more emotional moments because that dude can act.
Yep.
You wouldn't think it. Like he's just kind of playing like a cookie cutter like superhero, which Captain America kind of is.
Yeah.
But damn, he had this like really emotional speech at the end. I was like, holy shit, this is Chris Evans. Like, it was crazy.
That movie's just a good movie, too, in general.
I liked it.
He makes it.
I heard mixed things about it. It wasn't, like, blowing me away, but, like, it was entertaining, and Chris Evans was excellent in it.
It was a solid watch.
Yeah. Other than that, you know, I played some games, hung out with the fam.
Yeah.
That's about it. Anything else?
We found out Kristen's baby is a girl.
We did, yeah. Kristen's
was exciting.
A girl. If you guys are just... viewers of Power Up by some magic. Kristen is our host of the Level Up show, which is a video game show that we do. It's wife. So yeah, they're having a baby together. Congratulations to them on their baby girl. They're our great friends, and we couldn't be happier.
Oh, that was nice. I don't want to cry on the show.
Greg, do you have a cup with you?
I don't today. I drank 2 things of tea.
It's supposed to be our new thing.
I know. Wait, can I get a cup and pretend like I put tea in it? Because I do have a mug.
Do you have it near you? Don't worry about it. I'm going to cheers to you. To the new year, Greg. Let's have a great season of Power Up.
I'll remember the mug. We're going to do a new mug. I had the tea, but I put the mug in the
I believe you. It's all right. Cheers. Cheers, buddy.
Right. I love you. I gave you a kiss while you cheers. That happened.
Okay, we don't have any TV talk this week because all of the shows
has changed in 2016.
Because all of the shows are on holiday break.
Yep, but we do have us. They're all coming back.
But I thought this week, I don't know how often we're going to do this, but I found something really funny this morning, and I wanted to start with something a little off kilter.
I'm really nervous.
Like 26.
I don't know what he's going to say.
Like, how about 26 Harry Potter quotes made hilarious by replacing the word wand with penis?
Yeah.
Number 1. These are all passages from the book, by the way.
I'm so happy.
I believe.
Are you going to read the original quote, or are you just going to replace it with penis?
It's just there's a link here that has the quotes. It has the passages from the book already edited to have penis where they would have said wand.
Can you read them in a British accent?
I don't know who's reading all of them because I haven't read the books in so long. So there's a good chance some of these people, it's just the narrator.
Okay. I'll take your word.
It's really funny. Some of them seem like they're changed to fit around the word, but like those are the real words I remember from reading the books.
Yeah.
It just so happens if you replace it with penis, it becomes hysterical.
Wait, you have to tell me them.
Number 1, Harry's penis was vibrating as though an electric charge was surging through it. Number 2, your penis, Lucius. I require your penis. Voldemort drew out his own penis and compared the lengths.
No.
Number 3, you talk about penises like they've got feelings, said Harry. They can think for themselves. Number 4, Harry's penis had still been in his hand when he jumped. It had gone straight up one of the troll's nostrils.
What? Oh, that's Sorcerer's Stone when they're in the bathroom.
Number 5, Draco's sleek black penis, identical to his father's penis as far as Harry could remember.
The thing I don't get is why.
Expecto Patronum, Harry yelled. Nothing happened. Harry gripped his penis tighter and shook it up and down until a thick, wispy white substance protruded from the end of it. Ron struggled for a moment before managing to extract his penis from his trousers.
I'm crying.
It's no wonder I can't get it out, Hermione. You packed my old jeans. They're tight. Oh, I'm so sorry, hissed Hermione, and Harry heard her mutter a suggestion as to where Ron could stick his penis instead. All right, that's enough. We're not going to do all 26, but...
That was good.
I was dying reading those this morning, and I was like, oh, we have to.
Oh, my God. I just cried.
And Harry Potter's kind of a superhero, so it counts.
Harry Potter is a superhero.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
That was... Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I thought you would enjoy it. It's a good way
that was
to kick off
my
the
favorite
new
one
year.
was the Expecto Patronum one, I think.
Yeah. That was a good one. My favorite one, I think, would have to be the
Draco and the sleek black.
Yeah, the Draco
penis.
of my sleek black penis. Yeah, that was really funny.
His father. God rest his soul.
With all that behind us, let's get into the rumor roundup.
It's the rumor roundup, y'all. That was the biggest pregnant pause.
It was a good one, yeah. We've got but one rumor for you today.
Yes.
Is Spider-Man going to be in Doctor Strange?
Wicka wicka what?
Will we have different Spider-Man dimensions?
Wicka wicka what?
And will we see Spider-Gwen?
Wicka wicka what?
We don't know. But what was rumored is that Tom Holland has been on the reported as being seen on the set of Doctor Strange.
So I think it was the director who tweeted out the thingy-majigger, but he tweeted out, tagged Tom Holland in it, aka New Spider-Man, and Benedict Cumberbatch, like literally just arms around each other on the set. I think Benedict was in like rags or something, like that one images we saw of him. Tom Holland wasn't dressed up looking like he was going to be actually in the movie, but why the hell is a 15-year-old hanging out with Benedict Cumberbatch on the set of Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I mean, here's what I took away from this. Number one, it would be awesome if he is involved. That would, like we had mentioned in the rumor, could open up all kinds of different possibilities for Spider-Man if Spider-Man's involved in Doctor Strange. Yeah. I think personally, he was probably just visiting the set. He's new to the Marvel family. He's a young kid. He's probably really interested in all this stuff. I would be interested in all that stuff, and I'm an old man.
Yeah.
So he might just been visiting. They're both of the UK, I believe. So
that is true. They are both.
Could have just been buddies. Could have just been around, coming by to see what's up.
Maybe they just have fish and chips or something.
Yeah, maybe they do.
I like to think. I don't think it's gonna be Spider-Gwen. Unfortunately, it makes me sad. But
I don't think Spider-Man's even involved at all.
I could see him being like a tease at the end of Doctor Strange, if he did film anything at all. But I think it's just very unlikely he filmed anything. This is just us wanting to spread this rumor, and by us I mean mostly me.
Yeah, there's gonna be, from what I understand about Doctor Strange, there's gonna be plenty to handle in that movie on its own.
I'm so excited for that movie. The more we see.
Yeah. I don't think involving Spider-Man would be such a good idea. There's we're dealing with other dimensions, and it's supposed to be a psychedelic film, and maybe just don't put
it just makes me sad that we finally have Spider-Man, and it's not going to be until like 2019 that we see his like solo movie.
I'm okay with it.
I am, but think about
Yeah,
he'll be in on stuff. That's true.
And we get a Spider-Man animated movie, which we'll talk about in a little bit in 2018.
This is true.
That's cool.
Is that Sony?
I'm actually really excited about that. It is, but the directing team, which I will save it for later. It's gonna be solid. I have a lot of faith in that project.
I like animated stuff.
Me too. Me too. I keep wanting to keep talking about it. It's so hard to stop myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop myself.
There you go.
Let's begin with the news.
News.
We have 9 items on the old docket today.
That's pretty good.
Number 1. Both.
I said that's pretty good. Is it?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah.
8 would win preposterous team.
Both Ant-Man and the Avengers: Age of Ultron are on the Oscars shortlist for best visual effects. What do you think about that?
Do we disagree? I'm gonna say no.
That they're not. Neither of them have the most.
Ant-Man, especially, I feel like Ant-Man really nailed a lot of the CGI aspects of their special effects because it felt practical in that movie, if that makes sense. And the suitcase fight scene is just such a highlight of 2015 for me.
Yeah,
you can't beat that scene. Spoilers for Ant-Man.
Well, what are you saying no to exactly then? I'm confused.
I thought you said, "Are you surprised by that?"
Oh no! I'm not. I didn't hear you say surprised. I'm sorry. No, I'm not surprised at all.
Oh yeah.
Even Avengers: Age of Ultron, you can say what you will about the story, but
that one fight scene at the end where they're going in the
effects
circle
are insane. Yeah, that whole fight scene was beautifully done. And as for as much like otherworldly things that are happening in these Marvel movies these days, it's pretty crazy how they are able to blend CGI and make it look practical with the real world. Some things, you catch certain things in there that are like, that was kind of sketchy, but like for the most part, they're pretty on point. The whole Hulkbuster and fight scene taking place around those people in that city, that was phenomenal.
I don't get how they do that, but it makes sense. I guess.
It was insane. Yeah, it's crazy when Iron Man is like holding up the elevator and all the people are running out.
I was just gonna say that the elevator in the mall. That's like,
and then Ultron, like That's as close as you're gonna get to a robot being human. He was pretty awesome. Other contenders, just for kicks, if you're interested, are Ex Machina, which I loved. Great movie.
I still have to see that.
Good movie. Liked it a lot. Jurassic World, no surprise. Mad Max Fury Road, no surprise.
Beautiful film.
The Martian, also not really too much of a surprise, although
I don't really remember a lot of like effects in that. I guess space.
everything was an effect. Yeah, anything not on Earth was pretty much a special effect. The Revenant, which I've never seen.
Oh, that's a Leo Tom Hardy film.
That's right. Somebody told me he gets raped by a bear in that film.
Yeah, that's literally what I heard about it too. That's why I straight away.
Not spoilers, because it's a rumor. I don't know. I just, you know what? It's not even really a rumor. Somebody said they think that's what happens.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a weird thing to think. But
that's the whole movie itself is just odd. Like I feel like there was no marketing for it or anything either. It just kind of
came out of the woodwork. Yeah.
And it's called something weird.
I'm gonna see it. I don't know if I'll go to theaters, because the next time I go to theaters will probably be Star Wars for a third time.
Yeah. And then obviously the clear winner here.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's gonna be.
If they don't win it, Star Wars had the best.
I don't understand how they're not gonna win it, honestly. Tomorrowland, which I've never seen as well, and The Walk, which
Tomorrowland was good. It was a little bit of a letdown. The young female actress in that movie, I want to see her in a lot more stuff. But actually, I'm also watching House on Netflix, and Hugh Laurie's in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've seen.
The Walk is with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I did not see
where he like walks on the wire and
he's the French guy.
The whole trailer was like, "I've stepped on a nail. I cannot do the walk," and he's like, "I should do it anyway." And then he like goes on the wire. I'm like, "Good for you."
That's based on a true story, I believe.
Yeah.
The Walk,
I want to see it. I wanted to see it in 3D, but that time has passed. So winner out of that list, we both agree Star Wars.
Yeah, it's got to be Star Wars, right?
I feel like it has to.
I'm pretty impressed with myself because I've seen 7 out of 10 of those movies.
Dean's like, good job, Dean.
I like when I'm up on my pop culture, you know?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. I've heard of all of them, so that's good. Most of the time with Oscar lists, like they name like some random movies, at least 2 out of their major lists, like 2 of the big films that they nominate. I'm like, I've never even heard of you, but I was able to name what they all were, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. I'm excited as shit.
Excited as shit.
Number 2. Exciting stuff right here.
This one's even better.
Although not really a surprise, just exciting to hear them say it.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers say fans should expect to be shocked by Avengers: Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Now, are they directing Infinity War?
I don't think so.
Are they involved?
I didn't think so, but like I feel like they would know stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I read the same article I think as you did. They could be involved, I feel, but like even if they weren't involved, I trust them. They're involved in every.
Oh yeah, I'm
amazing Marvel property.
Completely on board for them being involved. I just. Oh yeah, they're directing.
They're directing both parts.
I don't know. They're directing part 1.
That's good enough for me.
They're listed right here: Anthony Russo, Joe Russo, writers Jack Kirby, who wrote the comic book.
Honestly, does it shock us that much? Marvel's best movie is Winter Soldier. So.
Christopher Marcus is writing the screenplay. Stephen McFeely is also credited for screenplay, and then Jim Starlin is credited for writing the comic book alongside Jack Kirby.
I like that. Wait, that's so exciting.
That's fucking awesome is what that is.
I didn't know that.
Me neither.
Dean and Greg learning stuff on the show.
Breaking scoops right now.
This just in, guys. The Russo brothers are actually directing Avengers: Infinity War.
I'm going to look up part 2.
Part 2?
And let's
Wait, how do you pronounce Deux?
Part 2.
Okay, I just wanted to make
sure. Get
ready
for this, Greg. Avengers: Infinity War Part 2.
No.
Directed by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo.
Wow, that's awesome that they got both parts.
How did we miss this?
I don't know.
Everyone at home right now is like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, they're like, what is wrong with you? We're like, oh, the latest superhero news. Everyone's like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
It's 2016.
That's exciting. I'm excited about it. That's awesome. I didn't know
Wait, that just made me so happy.
Yeah, so they're like...
They deserve it.
They're becoming the new... we'll
call him...
Can't even remember his name because he's such old news. Josh Whedon.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Whatever.
I'm kind of sad for Joss Whedon. Because
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say because I thought he was directing these.
He was done after Age of Ultron because he just felt like really like. I think they had some more internal problems than they
like
really let
underlying
on.
issues.
Yeah, I think I think he's kind of feeling beaten down because he had a lot of arguing with the studios for parts of the film that he wanted in there, and they wanted a lot of parts out, and I think there was too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and it's a shame because Avengers 1 was just so great. And,
Avengers 1 was great.
I do wonder.
Top-rated Marvel film.
Granted, I'm so okay with the Russo brothers, doing it. I'm more than happy with that, but there's always going to be a part of me that's curious to see what the end of Joss Whedon's take on that trilogy would have been like.
That's why I thought he was doing it, because I thought he was seeing it through, but that's sad.
Yeah, he wanted to be
Honestly,
done.
Yeah, but like we said, exciting for the Russo brothers. They have my favorite Marvel movie of all time, and hopefully Civil War will top Winter Soldier.
He said himself, Joss Whedon said many times, even on the director's commentary, which I always watch because I'm a huge
that's like the best part.
He's like, yeah, I'm just tired and I'm done. And I was like, well, good for you, man. Take a break. Yep, go do what you want to do. If that's not what you want to be doing, there's no point in doing it, because
maybe he'll meet Alfred and wherever Bruce Wayne went in the Dark Knight Rises.
But like, we don't want you there either. Not that we don't like love Joss Whedon or anything, but like, if you don't want to be there, your heart's not going to be in it, so get out of there. You're gonna ruin it.
That's true. That's true.
Now let's finally read this quote.
That was the story.
They say the stakes of both Civil War and the Avengers Infinity War movies are going to be very high.
I believe it.
I like that. And there will be a price to pay for the characters. I love
don't
it.
like that.
As filmmakers, we believe in stakes. You can't have good storytelling without strong stakes. So there will be a price to pay. There will be a price to pay in Civil War. There will be characters who suffer in that movie. And he says which is interesting because I think that was a flub. Yeah, I think he was supposed to be. I think the quote was supposed to be, there will be characters that suffer in that movie and they will come out of that movie and never be the same. But he was quoted saying there will be characters who suffer in that movie and he will come out of that movie and never be the same.
Referring to Cap.
I don't know. We don't know. Here's the thing: they're predominantly males in these movies,
they're all
with the exception of Scarlet Witch and Black Widow. But
Witch,
something tells me they're talking about either Cap or Iron Man.
Wait, the thing that makes me scared, like we've theorized, we're like, listen, like some people may die who we think we're gonna die, blah blah blah. The thing that makes me nervous is like I don't want to cry at a Marvel movie, but like I feel like they're gonna make me cry.
I'm okay with that. I almost cried when Groot protected his new family when the
you're right, I did cry at that scene.
When the ship was going down, I was like, holy shit, that's beautiful. Just the cinematography and everything was working for them. The whole all the glowing lights inside and everybody was like,
it was like neon,
kind of wrapped up in each other. I was like, this is such a beautifully done shot.
Yeah, Guardians was probably the closest I've come, I think.
In the beginning, when his mom bites
the mom thing got me more,
and he freaks out.
Yeah.
And then there's another moment in that movie which almost got me, where spoilers for Guardians. I'm sorry, you should have seen it by now. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. He was so nice at first.
Yeah, when Gamora gets exploded outside of her ship, and and Peter Quill goes out into space, and he calls Yondu to come pick him up, and he goes out into space, and then he starts reaching out to her. And then it flashes back in his mind, and it's his mom reaching out, and she's like, "Give me your hand." And then he's like, "You see the one tear?" And he's like, "Mom." I was like, "Holy shit, that was crazy good, dude."
Good. I want to watch that again. Good acting.
Guardians was fucking awesome. I feel like it's just not talked about enough. Guardians was awesome. Love it.
I have to rewatch that.
But that's exciting. So we're gonna have some big changes coming from this movie.
Yes. And DDO, I'm happy that we found out that the Russo brothers are directing the rest of the Marvel movies that are ever coming out.
Moving on to number 3. Speaking of the old Guardians, Kurt Russell confirmed.
We don't plan these segues.
No, that just happens.
They happen.
Yeah. Kurt Russell, or do they? Maybe it's subconscious because we can see in the back of our minds what's coming next, and maybe our brains just work it out.
No, I'm gonna say we're just that good.
I think it's just movie magic. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down.
Cool.
Kurt Russell confirms he's been in talks to play Peter Quill's father in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
What's you talking about, Russell?
Russell was very candid when called by director James Gunn, telling him he's never seen the first film, but he's excited to learn more. I wrote that, by the way. This whole little first blurb here, I wrote that. That's not taken from
Credit to Dean, ladies and gentlemen.
I just wanted to put that out there. Because I don't ever write anything. And I wanted you to know about it when I do.
I'm obsessed with your face.
And so in regards to that, James Gunn told Empire, I'll say that much. There have been a lot of documents passed around about who Peter Quill's father is between a select 2 or 3 of us. That's been a part of the plan since the beginning. Now, what that
feel
means,
like as much emphasis as they're putting on his dad, it has to be somebody significant like Kurt Russell. You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. What that means is, for viewers who are like, I don't want to get them confused. What he's saying is not who Peter Quill's father is, as in the actor. What he's saying is who he is in that universe. Because Peter Quill's father is notably, I'm not that familiar with Guardians, but people know him as being someone else. He's like some kind of bounty hunter or something or other. Let me look it up here. Peter Quill's father.
Oh, in the comics you're talking.
In the comics, yeah. Which they've said Jason of Spartax is this guy. It says he's the emperor of the Sparto Empire and father of Peter Quill. So that's who he is in the comics.
Okay.
That's not who he is in this movie. They've said that. They could be blowing smoke. I don't know. But James Gunn was pretty adamant about not, like, talking about anything else about the movie. And he was like, I'm not saying anything else. And then he was like, but it's not him. That's all I'm going to tell you. So, who knows? I mean...
He could be blowing smoke. I don't know. I feel like James Gunn is pretty reliable as a person. He's very, very communicative. Is that a word? With his fans. And then, people were just pressuring him too much to know too much about Volume 2. So then we reported, I think it was like a couple episodes ago, that he made the Facebook post and was like, I'm not talking about this movie anymore. Like, you guys are just going to have to wait for it.
Well, could it be, maybe they're going to do something different with it's their stories, it's their properties. So
I'd be okay with that, though.
They could do something totally different. And
he crushed it with Volume 1.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe they want to take this opportunity to be, bring in another hero who may be Peter Quill's father. Maybe like somebody like, Richard Rider, who most of you might know as Nova.
Oh, okay. I would like that.
I'm wondering.
I mean, they do that a lot with the Marvel TV shows on Netflix, kind of fitting the mold to like their characters, and like not all the comic book storylines intertwine like they do in the shows, but they always make them work and they're always convenient. Jessica Jones most recently just did that with Trish being her best friend instead of Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, excuse me.
And I think Nova's got to show up at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know when and I don't know why, but I think he's got to show up at some point. I feel like that's necessary, especially now that, spoilers for Age of Ultron, Quicksilver is dead. He would be like their kind of like speedster type of guy, even though he flies and is more like intergalactic. But
I was just gonna say he could fill that void. I still can't think about Quicksilver being dead because like it doesn't.
You think
they'll
bring him back?
I don't see how they could. I think he's dead.
Well, I thought Phil Coulson was dead. But
if they don't keep him dead, I feel like the whole Ultron movie just falls apart then.
Yeah, I think he needs to be dead.
I
wasn't crazy about him anymore.
And I didn't really like him that much. I don't like Elizabeth Olsen that much either, but like they can make her better.
Sam, I wasn't crazy about her portrayal of Scarlet Witch, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
She's like, I'm in Soviet Russia, I'm a witch. Yeah. And then I'm like,
I want the big one. I want to finish the plan.
Yeah.
She was the worst, dude.
She's like the most cliche James Bond villain.
There were my two huge weak points for Age of Ultron.
I can agree with that.
The twins.
But their powers made it worthwhile.
Yeah, the powers are cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 4.
Oh.
Sony's animated Spider-Man film has been delayed from July 20th to December 21st, 2018. Not a huge change. Some months in there, like 4 months?
Yeah, that's like 4.5.
July, August, September, October, November, December, like 5 months.
Yeah.
I say take the time. Take the time you need. Make it
Do it right.
Because Spider-Man has been dragged through the mud enough. Do him justice, please.
Question to you: Why is Sony getting to do an animated film? Did I miss this somewhere?
Just let it happen.
Yeah, I guess
because they still maintain the rights. They're just in a partnership with Marvel, where
they're just like lending him to Marvel.
Yeah, like they've struck a deal where they can both use the character now.
Okay. So they're kind of doing the animated side as Marvel's going to take over live action.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know.
That I dig.
I'm really curious. I guarantee you Marvel's going to be involved with this animated film.
I would hope.
Guarantee you that's why it's delayed, because they probably made some last minute changes once they got
probably like
Marvel
Sony.
people in there.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious to see what happens with the Spider-Man solo film. Like, are you going to see the Sony banner at the beginning, or are you going to see the Marvel Studios banner at the beginning? Or are you going to see both?
Like we saw Marvel. We see Marvel on like the Sony Fantastic Four and stuff, right?
They flashed the logo, but you know it's a Sony Studios or a Marvel Studios production when they do the whole like and the whole big, you know what I mean? I'm wondering if we're going to see that at the beginning of Spider-Man's solo movie or the Sony logo, or are they going to do both?
I feel like both would be appropriate.
I think you do both.
If they both worked on it just as equally.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really totally understand, like, the deal. That's something I would like to really...
I have so many questions about
it. I would really like to look into, like,
especially
the
like
actual terms
how it went down,
of the deal, because... like, I don't get it.
It becomes our superhero restrictions guide. Yeah.
I do not get it at all, but I would like to. But the good news about this movie, to counteract the bad news of the delay, is that it's being ran and I don't think directed, but it's being written and produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
The two best, I think,
who have done 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie, for examples for you. If you don't know who they are, they're fantastic. They're really funny. They get action as well, as we've seen. I'm so on board. Hell yeah. I think this needs to be like Pixar style.
Yeah.
That's the best way for Spider-Man to live on the screen, in my opinion, honestly.
I think so. I wouldn't mind like a cel-shaded Spider-Man world. Do we want him to be... This is going to have nothing to do with live-action Spider-Man, correct?
As far as I know.
Yeah, same. So I would love it to focus on Gwen more if they're gonna do Mary Jane in the live action version. I don't want Gwen Stacy to go away.
Yeah,
I like Gwen.
I think if you're gonna do Venom and Carnage and stuff, this is probably where you do it.
In the animated one, yeah, I agree.
As much as I would love to see them get another shot at live action, it's just really messy. It's a risky thing, and
you mean you didn't love Topher Grace?
No, I didn't. You can get away with a lot more in the animated world. So
100%.
I don't know. I'll tell you this. I'm fucking excited, whatever it is.
You bet your booty I'm seeing it.
Oh, yeah. And they have said, Chris Miller, I think it was quoted saying, "I will say it's not just another Peter Parker origin story that you've seen 400 times. It is something totally unique and different and not like anything you've seen. That's all I can say. And you're going to love it."
I feel like after two films where we saw Uncle Ben die, we just need to get past that point in Spider-Man's story. Like, we know my cousin, who knows nothing about superheroes, is like, Uncle Ben's going to be dead again. I'm like, no, like, it's going to be different.
3 films. There was the old cartoon in the 60s. They released the VHS tape movie that I had. And
obviously.
He says in a very, I think it came out in the early 80s, but the animation was like so old. And Uncle Ben dies, and the animation is like so janky because it's so old still. He's like, Uncle Ben is dead.
That's awesome.
So that was the fucking 3rd movie I've seen him die in. I get it. He's dead. Just start off with him being dead.
Yeah.
Had enough.
Martin Sheen played a good Uncle Ben.
I love Martin Sheen's Uncle Ben. My favorite one so far.
Yeah, me too.
Personally.
You didn't like the 60s one?
No. Oh, well, that one was funny.
I'm going to try to find that on YouTube.
Just because my sister and I found it hilarious. Yeah, you can find it. You can find it for sure. God bless you, Spider-Man.
I want, in the beginning of this film, I don't care if we get a Sony or a Marvel logo, I want Spider-Man.
It'll never happen. That's like an end credits thing. They've done that actually in
I see like
Sam
Raimi
Raimi Spider-Man.
I'd be so happy. Yeah, but it was like Michael Bublé and he was like, Spider-Man.
No. At the end of the credits, if you stay... They played the original 60s Spider-Man theme song.
Oh my god, I'm about to bug out. I have so much to look up today.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. I didn't move, dude. After I saw Spider-Man live on screen for the first time when I was a kid and him being like my favorite superhero, I didn't fucking move until like the lights came on in the theater.
I think that was because like those are like some of the first live action Marvel movies, right?
Spider-Man,
so like that
X-Men,
was before like Oh yeah. Hugh Jackman.
Spider-Man, the X-Men was like they were too cool for the costumes. Like they went in leather suits.
Yeah, that made me sick.
Spider-Man was like red and blue tights. Here's fucking Spider-Man. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We got to move on. Let's move on to number 5. Mark Ruffalo has opened up a little bit about a solo Hulk film, citing Disney and Universal's ongoing poor relationship as the reason a film isn't gaining any traction.
I don't know if I necessarily want a Hulk solo film.
Me neither.
I'm okay with him being like his story, like Black Widow's. I don't need a Black Widow solo film. Like
I
her
think he's
story gets
fine as
told
a
in all the
supporting
other
character.
Yeah, me too. I
We've
agree.
heard his story, how he came to be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they could do some cool shit, Planet Hulk and all that, but like, I'm fine. I'm fine with him being, there to
If
help
we
the
get it, I'm
Avengers.
gonna see it. If we
Right.
don't get it, I'm not gonna cry about it.
No,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not one
Like,
of
it's
those
not like
people who are like heartbroken about it.
he's not a character you can bank on like you can Cap or Tony Stark. Hulk is not as relatable as a hero as that's why I feel like the
I feel like
Thor
I relate
movies
to the Hulk a little bit.
a little bit. But I feel like that's why the Thor movies fall so short. Is like it's so hard for us as human beings to relate to that. Whereas like Cap has like his whole humanity to him. Tony Stark has like his whole humanity to him.
Yeah.
Thor does, but it's like his human problems are like brother Loki,
Yeah.
and I'm like that's not
That was
okay.
a pretty good Thor.
That was it really?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
People tell me I look like Chris Hemsworth.
Sometimes I'm sitting in my chair in here and I look up above my TV and I have that Avengers, like the full circle photo from the film. And I look at the Hulk's face and I look at him and he's just like all like pent up and pissed off. And I just look at him. I'm like, I get you. I understand how you feel.
That could be me one day. You start singing the Black Widow lullaby.
I understand you, Hulk.
If they casted Dean as the Hulk, I'd be so okay with it.
Call me Marvel.
They were like Dr. Bruce Banner and you showed up in like glasses, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
You can email me at thebeastnj@gmail.com.
I'm not gonna say Power Up got you started, but never forget.
Ready. It sucks that Disney and Universal can't work it out. It seemed to be really and there was a whole big quote that was just a lot. I didn't get into all that, but
I'm happy Mark Ruffalo likes the character that much that like he would care this much about.
I'm sad for Mark Ruffalo because he kills it, and
That's
I think he deserves a shot at least.
He's my favorite Hulk, Bruce Banner portrayal, I should say.
Same, yeah. It is what it is. It
had
doesn't
three of
sound like
those
they're gonna
now.
be working it out anytime soon.
I always forget that we had 3 Hulks or Bruce Banners. They don't do like Mark Ruffalo doesn't do like the CGI for Hulk, right? So like
he does.
I can't attribute. Oh, he does.
I think Mark Ruffalo is the only one who did. He does the performance capture for the Hulk.
Okay, so that makes more sense because
whenever you see him like walking around on his knuckles and like throwing and stuff, that's all Mark Ruffalo.
I remember seeing him in a mocap suit, but I didn't know if he did like any of like. Well, yeah, I guess he would have to do the emotional scenes because that's still like the best acting.
He does all of it. Yeah, he does all of it. Him and James Spader throughout all of Age of Ultron were in the mocap scenes alongside the other Avengers whenever there was like
Spader's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, that's why he really deserves so much credit, dude. Like even in the scenes, if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, when the opening sequence when they're outside in the snow going to get the scepter from Von Strucker, all that stuff is Mark Ruffalo getting CGI'd in.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
I'm proud of him.
It's probably really physical.
Yeah, so physically taxing. I was just gonna say, yeah, that role must suck.
Yeah.
To play, but like, good for him that he pulls it off and pulls it off well.
Yeah. Number 7, right? We're number 7.
Number 6.
Number 6. How could I
Best
forget
stop,
number 6?
Dean. What?
Marvel Studios has released our first looks at Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange.
Dr. Strongay, as they call him in Britain.
And he looks so good.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. Wait, show the kids the image.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
yes.
I'm so happy it's like clothy material, but it's the exact like beat for beat comic book picture just in live action. But they did it so well.
They fucking went for it so hard.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's insane.
I feel like it's so good for his character too to have like not a suit, but to have like this clothy robe, because all of his special effects like are in his hands. Like that's where all of his power comes from. So to have the suit look so genuinely real, like it's basically like just rags that he has. That's so awesome, dude.
It's awesome. Yeah, he's
so
got the eye of whatever. I don't know. I'm not that up on Doctor Strange, but I know that medallion he wears. It's where his power comes from.
Yeah.
He looks so good, dude. Down to the gray highlights and the goatee and the huge,
I was just gonna say,
huge red collar and like
he has like gray frosted tips. Like it looks awesome.
Like the cape, the long flowing red cape. Like they really like ripped him off of the page and put him. Benedict Cumberbatch is like
perfect.
If anyone is still doubting this casting choice,
no.
Obviously, we know the guy can act.
Yeah.
So there's no concern there. And then as far as looking the part, like, come on.
Yeah.
He looks fucking awesome.
Literally. I was just most recently with him. Because I not that I was doubting the casting choice at all. I really like Benedict Cumberbatch, but I'm a big Doctor Who fan. If I haven't mentioned it on this show before, and he plays Sherlock on another BBC show that gets like so much love, and I recently just started that. What a fantastic show!
Yeah, I was actually gonna check that out. I added that to my list on Netflix.
Dude, It's only like 3 episodes per season, but each episode's an hour and a half long, and they're like movies that he does. They're
I'll have to check it out.
phenomenal. So everybody do yourselves a favor. And like we said before, like the more I see about Doctor Strange, dude, like the more I'm getting so antsy and excited about it.
It's cool, dude. The CGI looks on point.
I love that his story deals with like religion. Like it's gonna bring so many issues we haven't seen in Marvel movies before.
Right, yeah. If we see him here on the Entertainment Weekly cover, if you're an audio listener, do yourself a favor and look it up because he looks so good.
Yeah.
Like the CGI of the magic he's using is like so crazy good looking. Like that's as real as I feel like you get.
It's so true.
Without making it look like shitty. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm thinking that the Talisman Stone, this is like the rumor I'm hearing and how they're going to bring him out to like come to get his power and everything. He gets imbued in one of the Infinity Stones, and then when they destroy one of the Infinity Stones, he gets released from it. So like, I think right now he's in one of the Infinity Stones. So maybe at the end of one of the Infinity War movies, we get a tease for this.
Doctor Strange is inside of an Infinity Stone?
I'm pretty sure if I read it right. In one of the comic books, he gets like imbued inside the stone.
Really?
And then like he gets released from the stone, but that might have been like a different storyline. I don't know if they would take from that, but the more and more I was thinking about it, I'm like, that would be awesome if he like they want the Avengers like release him, and that's how we get the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, that would be insanely cool.
I'd be so happy. I was just trying to think of how they're gonna tie it together, and that was one of the storylines I found.
And they are cognizant of him. We've heard him come up in Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
so that's cool. We have a couple more images. So we have this one. I'm assuming is the first time he goes to meet the Ancient One.
Yeah,
and he gets his power. His body is being bent and twisted here.
Traveling through dimensions doesn't look like a.
Doesn't look fun.
Look like a fun experience.
He looks like he is. He's not like screaming or anything though, is he?
But but like I feel like the way his spine is arched, like that's not a pleasant ride.
It just looks like.
You know what I mean?
One thing I did notice about this that I haven't heard anyone mention yet is in the background, the
galaxies.
Corner.
Yeah,
these look like Infinity Stones.
Oh, maybe those are Infinity Stones. I assume they were galaxies.
There's pink, red, yellow, green. It seems I don't know. They look like Infinity Stones to me.
Blue's at the top there.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe this is along with what you're saying.
Maybe we just validated.
Maybe he is inside an Infinity Stone.
That would make me so happy. Oh my god, like this is him inside of them.
But they did say this is going to be like very psychedelic type of movie. Yeah. And then I have one more that I just actually pulled that I forgot to pull earlier. I'll pop that in there.
Ooh, this is such a good one.
Yeah, he looks amazing. This is what I like to call your money shot.
Literally, the cape is so on point, dude.
Yeah, it's huge, man.
So great. It's a cloak. It's not a cape. Yeah, and that's what makes it work so well.
And I love how like similar to like Kylo Ren's lightsaber, like the ash and embers coming off of like the power is like, oh, it's so cool.
The attention to detail is what they need to nail with this character because all of his like powers and everything, like they said, it's psychedelic, it's trippy, but like you have to give them like longevity and weight to all of them. And that's what made, like you said, Kylo Ren's lightsaber feel so real. It's like it had its own sounds, like it had its own like exhaust ports and stuff, like it had effects on the trees in the world and whatnot. So
and he needs to
feel like they need to do that here.
You know, he's different. This is the first character that's outside of Thor, which Thor really isn't the same, who is just straight up magical. Like this is just sorcery at this point.
Scarlet Witch you can argue, but not even her because she was tested on.
Yeah, she was an experiment. She was supposed to be like a mutated.
And Doctor Strange is literally gonna get his powers from a wizard.
So it's pretty awesome. I'm so glad we're finally going there in the Marvel universe, and I can't believe this movie is this year.
I know.
We'll talk about it, I'm sure, in the topic of the week. Really, really cool. We're both pretty happy, right, with the way he's looking.
Oh my god, I'm overjoyed.
Moving on to number 7. Some more first official images have been released, but this time it's been from Marvel's Daredevil.
What?
Yeah, season 2. And it's our first look at John Bernthal's Punisher.
Yes.
Which, before we go to the images, a little quote from the showrunner Doug Petrie says, "The advantage of any sequel is that you can dive right in. We hit the ground running, and then we ran as fast as we fucking could." That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear anything about any build up and this and that. Like, you've already built everything up. We waited an entire season for him to get the suit. Just go for it, man. Now's the time.
Well, that's what I feel like is my biggest complaint from the first season is like episodes 1 through 4, like They did dive right in, and then I feel like they kind of were like, all right, put the brakes on hold, and then it like kind of lulled for a bit. The whole season as a whole is phenomenal, but it kind of lulled after episode 4.
I think season 2 is going to be really good.
And I think season 2, yeah, with all the characters now intertwining with each other, and hopefully we get a Daredevil Punisher team up. I think they're going to start off at odds.
Well,
and then they're going to end up.
That's a good point. That's a good time to switch to this image here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, because we see that
they're not looking too friendly.
Yeah. So essentially, in the teaser, he says something like, "I'm going after him." What's his name? John Bernthal says this as the Punisher, and he says like, "I'm going after him, and I'm not holding back," or something. And that was in the teaser trailer we got from, I think it was Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And obviously, he was talking about Daredevil. I'm assuming because if they were best buds, he'd be unchaining him from the.
Yeah, he's tied around that. If you're an audio listener, the Punisher has Daredevil tied up in chains around a chimney on a rooftop, holding a gun and a wrench. God knows what he's going to do with the wrench.
I know. I think he's literally torturing him.
This is right off of a comic book panel.
Yes.
So that's really cool. I don't know if they're going for that same story or they just wanted the imagery in there. Either way, it's fucking awesome, dude.
I hope we see a Punisher in costume by the end of season.
Notably, right? No skull in the chest.
I know, there's no skull at all. I didn't know if they were going to do like leather jacket with just like a skull like patch or something, or if they were going to go all out, but this is definitely not the costume.
I'm cool. You know, he's obviously got to start somewhere. I'm hoping it doesn't take the entire season for him to get his costume like it did Daredevil.
I agree. John Bernthal is just perfect for this role. Like, he's so menacing. He's just evil. If anybody has watched The Walking Dead, dude, when he plays Shane, he nails that role, dude. Especially going from
really great on that show.
And he ripped that character out of the comic books. And like the fact that this is a comic book show nowadays, he's gonna crush it. I just have so much faith in him.
I'm very excited for that.
We're also getting Elektra at some point. Back? February 26th.
February 26th.
Yeah.
Wow, gonna be a big February.
February, we have so much coming.
Deadpool. The Return of Daredevil. Wow, a lot going on. What was the last? Oh, Elektra. Yeah, there was an image of Elektra, but it was just the actress sitting there, like looking sexy. She wasn't like dressed up or anything.
Elodie Young is her name. If you want to see images of her, she's hot as fuck. But like that doesn't help us with her as Elektra. But
yeah, it was like a sexy like promo shot. She's just like all laid out, and it was like, that's not anything.
What are her weapons?
The katanas.
What are they called though? Like Raphael has them. Size. Thank you. Yeah.
Are they the same thing? Are katanas and size the same thing?
No, katana's like the long. That's like Michonne's weapon from The Walking Dead is a katana.
Oh, a sword. Yeah, it's like a sword.
Like a sword, and then the sai is like the
sais are like the
half ninja blade things.
Yeah, you're right.
And then like she puts her fingers in between. Never forget Jennifer Gardner.
I lost my wits. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh, you're fine.
Who wore it better, Greg? Ready? Who wore the size better, Raphael or Elektra?
Oh, don't hate me. I feel like I'm gonna go Raphael.
Why would I hate you? Raphael fucking owns those sides, dude.
I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I feel like
I'm not talking about the shitty Nickelodeon.
No, I mean like in general.
That character. Raphael is the fucking man.
Oh, we never bring up the Nickelodeon film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We went and saw Star Wars
Rise out of the fucking sewers, where they should have put it back in.
We went and saw Star Wars together. At home, Greg and I, and they play the new Ninja Turtles trailer, and Greg's like, "Oh man, fuck this movie, man."
Yeah.
Like, I know, right? And then the trailer ends, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go see that.
We're talking so much shit about it. I see Nickelodeon. Green luminescent lighting. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, they would have to play this before Star Wars. Dean's like, yeah, fuck that movie. At the end, he looks over, he's like, so like, is that bad if I'm gonna see that in theaters? I'm like, Dean, no.
It looks better than the first one.
It doesn't help it. It doesn't help it at all.
I saw the first one in theaters to write a review on it, and it was like, the first one was really bad. It was.
The fact that in the trailer, it's Nickelodeon, but then like one of the teasers is like Megan Fox and she's like in a schoolgirl outfit and she ties like her shirt above her belly button. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
I don't think I'll go to theaters to see it, but I will see it. I learned my lesson from going to the theaters to see the first one.
TMNT, the original remake, is on Netflix or HBO Go, one of the streaming ones. And I looked at it, and the new one. And I looked at it and I said, fuck that.
Oh, wait, the live action one.
The live action.
I thought you meant that animated one that came out like way back.
I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy if that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that in theaters. I think I was like dead before.
Well, I'll say this: in any world, in any format, Raphael is way better than Elektra. Fucking no
100%.
questions asked. I love Raphael.
Who was your favorite Ninja Turtle? Real quick.
Oh, I knew you were gonna ask me that.
I know.
Such a
I
terrible
always have to.
question.
Obviously, I can't influence you, but I hope we have the same one. I don't think we are going to. We never have the same favorite character.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a discussion unless Dean and I didn't agree. I'm gonna say Donatello for me. I love that bow staff.
Donatello's a good one, and I always did like that bow staff.
Yeah.
I like that he was like the smart one, and then he comes out and whoops ass too.
That's what I mean. Like, is he? Because Master Splinter is like his direct teacher. I know Master Splinter teaches them all, but like Donatello takes so much like craft and like respect from Master Splinter. Like that's why I appreciate him so much.
I was like Donatello and Raphael. I liked Michelangelo when I was a kid just because he was funny.
Yeah, he's like pizza.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's like the funniest one. Yeah, Donatello is a good one.
Leonardo's just like too gung ho for me. Raphael is like too serious for me, and then Michelangelo's such like a trope. I feel like Donatello is such a good blend of it, and he has the fucking best name out of them all. Donatello, stop.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know. I can't choose. I love them all.
Okay.
I do love the Ninja Turtles. I wish someone would pay them a little bit of respect once in a while.
What do you mean? You don't like Stephen Amell's Casey Jones? Like,
However, the
Casey Jones.
the Ninja Turtles game in development is not
by
Platinum.
Yeah.
That has some promise.
That looks promising. Yeah, I just read an
excited
article
about
about them in Game Informer. It looks pretty good.
Now that we went off on Turtle Talk for 15 minutes.
We replaced TV Talk with Turtle Talk.
Number 8. This is
Yes.
fucking exciting.
I know.
Because this is going to be the best Tuesday
Yeah.
ever.
Of my life, yeah.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, a new Suicide Squad trailer and a sneak peek of Wonder Woman. Now, do they mean the Wonder Woman movie? Or a sneak peek at Wonder Woman in Batman v Superman?
I think sneak peek at Wonder Woman and Batman vs.
Because
Superman. They haven't started filming the Wonder Woman solo.
Right. Okay. Because the article just said a Wonder Woman sneak peek, and I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I would assume like maybe Gal Gadot come out and be like, I've got a new trailer. Is she British?
I don't think so.
I think she has an accent of some sort. I went British, but I think she's gonna bring like a sneak peek of the movie. But I think like it's gonna be like Gal Gadot, like that's
Wonder
what they
Woman
call
focus?
it. Yeah,
Either way, I'm okay with it.
Me too. I love it.
So a new Suicide Squad trailer, which I am excited to see, and Wonder Woman sneak peek will be premiering on the CW on January 19th.
Finally, they acknowledge them.
Yes. I'm really glad CW is getting this. It's so fucking strange to me that they didn't, because it's owned by Warner Brothers, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is.
So like you
They
have
used
your
to be
own
WB.
channel. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like you have your own channel. Like and you're
It doesn't
giving
make sense.
trailers to NBC and ABC. Like, what are you doing?
And CW is like, they're now considered, I don't know if you realize this, but in primetime networks before, it was only ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, and now CW is considered primetime. I'm so
that's
happy
cool.
that they just got recognized for that.
I like that a lot, yeah. It's smart. This is the way to go,
Yeah,
especially because
easily.
of the rest of the content airing that night. It's going to be
100%.
it was huge.
Tell the kids what's airing.
So Tuesday, January 19th will also feature the return of The Flash from the
Yes!
holiday break at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which fucking looks so good. I saw the preview video.
Followed by
2 all new half-hour specials, DC Legends of Tomorrow. Their Time Is Now, it's called. That's from 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the second half-hour special is called DC Films Presents Dawn of the Justice League, 9:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So, best Tuesday ever. Question to you, though. I didn't know this. Is DC's Legends of Tomorrow only going to be half hour?
No, this is not.
This is just like a special because the
Yeah.
premiere is the 21st.
This is behind the scenes kind of
I just
thing.
wanted to make sure. Okay.
I'm assuming it's going to be an hour. CW generally goes an hour when
Yeah.
they shows like this.
Yeah.
I
I just
thi- I
wanted
think-
to double check because I got nervous when I read this.
iZombie's an hour, right?
Yeah.
I never watched it.
iZombie, Jane the Virgin's an hour.
Yeah,
like all
so
the
I think they're going to go an hour. This night will be awesome. We had 2 hours back to back, and then in between, I think the DC Films Presents Dawn of the Justice League is when we're getting the Suicide Squad trailer and the Wonder Woman sneak peek. That's what the article said. So
Yeah, that would make more sense.
that's fucking exciting, man. I'm excited alone for the Flash to come back.
That's fucking exciting, man.
Can't wait to see these specials. Can't wait to see the Suicide Squad trailer, actually, because I am curious about that movie, as worried as I may be.
Suicide Squad is shaping up to be like when I see trailers for it, it's like it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like
I don't know.
I see it and
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
dude.
I don't really know. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
I hope not.
I just think it's new. I don't think it's
They
hard to
have
know.
Margot Robbie, so like I'm seeing it for that.
Right. Like when we watched the Deadpool trailer, I'm like, okay, this is weird and new and different, but like,
but I loved it.
I get it. Like I understand what they're going for. Suicide Squad, I'm like, I don't know what this is supposed to be yet.
Suicide Squad released that 2.5 minute trailer, and I watched it all, and I was just like, why the fuck are they making this? Deadpool just released a 3 minute and 15-second trailer, and every second I'm like, this is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to see that movie. I'm so excited.
I'm wondering, I think a well cut together trailer for Suicide Squad could do that.
Would do it something good, yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
No pun intended.
Yeah, that's true.
might be the dawn of justice for good old Suicide Squad. Oh! Be here all day. Okay.
I am excited to see a new trailer, though. I like new trailers, and then we'll have something to talk about on next Power Up.
Yeah. Topic of the week.
What were you gonna say before we move on?
I just need validation on fucking what's his face playing the Joker. What's the actor's name?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. I'm
or
like,
Leto,
what?
Depending on how you live your life. I say Leto.
I feel like that's more fancy. Yeah, I don't know. I just need that character to be validated in some way, shape, or form in order for me to be like, okay, I want to see this movie. Because right now the J tattoo is ruining it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Mr. J!
Moving on to our final story before we get into our topic of the week. New Batman v Superman concept art has revealed a new look at the Batcave.
I love all the images we have this week.
Yeah, this is some good ones. Let's take a look here.
Yeah.
Looks pretty awesome, man.
It looks so fucking good.
Now, this little red cavern back here, I'm assuming, is where he keeps the Batmobile.
That's what I assumed it was too, like the parking garage.
Or does he keep it on this platform?
No, I feel like that'd be too dangerous. It's suspended in midair.
I mean, he is Batman. He kind of lives for danger.
That's true. And bats do suspend from air.
That's true. I like the waterfalls coming down everywhere.
The waterfalls are beautiful.
I love that you can see him off in the distance in the laboratory over there.
Yeah. That was my favorite part about what's it called? The end of the Nolan trilogy in Dark Knight Rises. Spoiler alert, when JGL comes up on the elevator and the waterfall is streaming over the Batcave. Like that always made it so cool to me because it's kind of like a secret waterway entrance.
That's also in Batman Begins when he blasts through the waterfall with the Batmobile, what he's trying to say, Rachel, and I was like, that was cool, man.
I'll never forget Rachel.
The Batcave or whatever they were using in the second movie, since his house burned down and they had to redo everything. I did not like his Batcave in The Dark Knight. That was my one thing about that movie that I did not like.
I agree with that, and that's what I want to point out in this Batcave is all of his areas are very segregated.
Yeah.
Like you said, he has his laboratory, but then he also has his detective lab at the top of that mid staircase. Then he has the separate place for the Batcave and everything. So it's all separate, distinct areas, which I really like about this one.
Yeah.
And it's very modern.
It looks good, dude. I think depending on how it comes out in live action, this might be my favorite live action Batcave.
Yeah, sure. I agree with that.
It looks really, really cool.
I'm assuming the other person is Alfred, right?
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's what I got from that.
I thought so. Yeah,
there's a quote with that too.
There is.
I forgot about that.
The Batcave in The Dark Knight was kind of just a surface. It was a silver floor, and things came up out of it, and I was like, why is this happening?
It was that weird. It was in the what's it called? Those shipping containers.
Yeah. Yeah, and then his new one in The Dark Knight Rises was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises one was awesome.
But this is my favorite one. This is the one for me that is the size and scope of what I imagined him having.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like you said, like Greg said, what's that?
He's a billionaire. He needs something.
Exactly.
Big.
Yeah, he wouldn't just have a silver floor. Here's my silver floor. Things come out of it.
Alfred's like Fanny Branca.
And like Greg said, we do have a quote from Jeremy Irons, who plays Alfred, and he's revealed some details about his version of the character, saying, Alfred is a lot more hands-on in our film than he has been previously. He's a bit of a grease monkey, and he's very involved in the decisions Bruce makes.
Which is leading us to believe that he's going to be very similar to the Alfred we've seen portrayed in Gotham on Fox, which is the Alfred that comes from the military background, not just the Butler background where he just takes care of orphan Bruce. This might be an Alfred that could do something.
It's more of the. Have you ever? I have the Earth 1 books, and that Alfred is very much more of brash, hands-on kind of Alfred.
And he's kind of mean in that one. He's very he doesn't give a fuck.
I like it. I want this. I like they're saying the right things as far as like we said a million times. Everything surrounding Batman and his part in all of this sounds on point to me.
Yep.
You know,
100%. I agree with you. The only things that's making us all nerve-wracking is the villains, but Jesse Eisenberg, hopefully you prove us wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
the red capes are coming.
There's a lot more to the movie that I think we haven't seen yet. So, a lot of people are trying to give us shit for our take on the. Not a lot of people. I think it was just a couple, but on our take of the trailer and this and that. But like we say it a million times as we watch it, it's just a trailer. We're just going by what they show us.
They give us a material, we just judge them for it.
Right, like you can't like get mad at us for our opinions. We're not going to change them because you get upset with us. You have your own opinion, we have our opinion, and that's what makes America so damn great.
Yeah, and you're more than welcome to comment on all of our videos and give us your opinions.
Yeah, for sure. I don't care. We can take it. We can take it. We're big boys. We can handle it.
But
I mean, to be like you're wrong on it. Like no one's wrong.
Yeah,
you know, like we saw what we saw. Right.
Yeah.
But I still say that was a bad trailer. It was a bad trailer.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
I want the movie to be good. I think the movie will be at the very least
decent. Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Just the budget and the scope, it has to be decent.
Right, and the quality of actors and everything. Yeah. I don't know. It seems like you'd have to intentionally fuck it up.
And you know they have Gal Gadot, so
right.
I rhymed.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about this in our topic of the week this week, Greg.
Topic of the week this year, 2016.
Our first topic of the week for 2016 will be just that, 2016. What do we think will be the biggest, best superhero movie to rise? What do we think? How do we think all these 2016 movies are going to do this year?
I say we talk about them in release date order, and I have a release date order pulled up.
You are efficient.
Thank you. So first up, we have Deadpool's releasing this year. It's going to be February 12th of 2016. Like we were saying before, they just dropped their newest trailer. We talked about it a little bit on Level Up last night. Where do we feel as far as this movie is? I'm stoked. I'm so sold on it already.
I'm very excited. I personally think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I do think there's a little bit of room for it to miss the general audience, which is huge in determining whether these things keep rolling. You know what I mean?
This one, especially because Ryan Reynolds is so adamant about this character. He's been trying to get this movie off the ground for 10 years. Like, if this movie flops, he's going to be so hurt. And they're already talking about like ideas for sequels and stuff. I just can't see it not working because every trailer for this movie, like, you don't have to like superheroes. All you have to do is like Ryan Reynolds and you're sold. And like, he's so good as a comedian. Like, I just think this movie's going to be great. And the last trailer we saw, we got to see all of his sidekicks in action too, with their CGI awesome superpowers being showed off, and I'm stoked for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be excellent. I think for people like us, comic book fans, we're going to be just salivating over what they've delivered here. I think it's going to be perfect, honestly. But you know, the thing about these movies is the hardcore like comic book fans, like you and I, could go see them 3 times each.
I know.
And without that general audience, it's not going to move much. We need, I think not. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's a good chance, like, you know, moms and dads and, you know, who are going out for their date night away from their kids, going to see like this rated R film, are going to be like, I don't really get it. I don't know what that is. You know, what I mean?
Don't know. Yeah, because the humor's so off key. Like, it might be too off key.
He's a superhero. He's murdering. Like, they might not understand, and it's a lot. It's a risky endeavor. It is, but. I think if everyone goes and gives it a chance, it could have a big payoff.
Yeah, it's nowhere going to be on the level of like Star Wars or anything, but
no, but I think it's going to be a really solid, funny action movie.
I agree. I feel like it's going to perform just as well as Ant-Man.
Yeah,
I feel like I put it in the Ant-Man ballpark,
which is, you know, seems like the numbers from Ant-Man get kind of a dim view, but like it's still made like millions.
50 million for a movie that only spent like 20 million to make.
Right, it made its money back and then some, and it did very, very well, all things considered.
Ant-Man's getting a sequel now. Even with the worst title, I'm still excited for it.
Yeah.
Ant-Man in the West. Next up, we have what we were just talking about, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, March 25th of this year. It's coming out. I think we voiced our concerns for this one a lot. But it's only because, like we said, I think it's just the villainy that is getting to me. So why don't we talk
about some of the positives, since we
I was just going to say, because we do so much negative on it. Positives, acting. The cast, I have so much faith in, but let it be Jesse Eisenberg. But Ben Affleck as Batman, stoked about it. Jeremy Irons as Alfred, can't wait. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, totally won me over throughout this whole process of getting all the trailers and everything. Her looks, her acting ability, she fits the role, I feel. And then Henry Cavill, too. And lest we forget, we have Lois Lane coming back.
Yeah.
All those people.
Now, I love Henry Cavill. I hope they give him some more moments to actually act instead of just being like a stiff, like generic kind of guy, which it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's
the writing.
Superman's fault. Like, that's kind of what Superman was a character designed for a time where no other superheroes existed. He was everyone's superhero. He did everything. He could be anything.
He was unstoppable.
Yeah, and like in 2016, that shit doesn't really fly.
It's not relatable at all.
So even like the writing, like you said, it does depend on the writing. The writing has to be really good to make him compelling.
Greg Miller says it a lot. The best Superman stories are the ones that make him a notable human, you know? Like, this is his planet. This is where he comes from. And when you show the human side of him is when people can relate to him.
Right.
Like, yeah, he's all powerful. And yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. But, like, there's a reason why he's still some people's favorite superhero. And it's because, like, he's Superman. He can be a human, but he still has so much of that man side to him. You know what I mean? He's still a man.
He's been around since the 30s.
Yeah.
30. Yeah. I think 38, 1938.
A lot of like the first runs of comic books is really weird to state, but it happened during the Great Depression. Isn't that crazy to think about?
So let's say, I think that's right. Let me double check that.
It's like 33, 35, somewhere around there. We did see, though, I'm very excited that, I'm forgetting the woman's name. Is it Diane? Not Diane Keaton.
Diane Lane.
Diane Lane is the actress that plays Mrs.
1938.
Yes.
So the dude's been around since 1938. Like, that was a different time.
Yeah.
And like, for him to still be like as relevant as he is now is really impressive. And like, that's all I'm trying to say. I think that's all we're both trying to say. It's like, it's not Henry Cavill's fault. It's not really as much the writing's fault. It's just the character. It's not fit for 2015. In my opinion.
Still think the writing can do a better job.
Yeah,
Man of Steel's biggest dilemma was, for me, the action scenes hit, the score hit in Man of Steel. It was just the story fell a little flat, and it was because like everything he went through I couldn't relate to. Like, even when he loses his dad and everything the first time, like, that was a sad moment, but I feel like I normally would have cried, especially because of like my dad issues in my personal life. Like, that scene should have struck me so much harder than it did. And like, it just didn't hit for me. But I'm very excited that Diane Lane's back in this, and she's been featured a lot in the trailers too, so I'm hoping that her scene is pivotal and we can relate to him on like a human level.
I did like Man of Steel. I was watching it again yesterday. It was on FX. I actually really
what is it on FX?
I know. I actually really enjoyed Man of Steel more than most, I would say. But
I enjoyed the film. I just, like we said, it's just the character was like so hard to be like, you know.
And for someone who's coming against like Batman, as compelling as that character is,
I know,
and all the hype around him with having Ben Affleck just taking over for the first time, it's like Superman's gonna have a lot he needs to do
live up to,
to really like shine in this. So I just hope they can make that happen.
I agree.
But how do you think it's gonna do, like, just in general, and then versus
I think they're very, very smart in moving it away from Captain America Civil War. I think if they put both movies up against each other that same weekend, like it was originally planned to do so, it would have bombed. Because everyone would have seen Civil War instead. We all know this.
I don't think it would have bombed, but
it wouldn't have bombed, but
hurt.
Civil War would have outshined it easily, and would have blown it away at the box office. But Batman vs. Superman, I think is gonna do okay. I don't think it's gonna like break records or do anything insane. I think it'll be okay. It'll be like Dark Knight, I feel like, is the peak of superhero films as far as like making money and everything, with the exception of like Avengers on the Marvel side. But as far as DC goes, Dark Knight was probably like their highest point, and I feel like it's not gonna do as well.
Number 5 on the top 10,
like all-time movies, right?
Domestically, top 10 box office.
Yeah, like Batman vs. Superman is not going to do that well, but like it'll do okay.
Avengers is actually number 4, above the Dark Knight.
Wow, that's awesome.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know the Marvel side has, every time they premiere a movie, it's like billions of dollars. We were just talking about Ant-Man. Like, what? How did Ant-Man do 58 billion in its opening weekend? Yeah. That's crazy.
Million, not billion. That would be fucking insane if it did 58 billion in opening
Oh my god,
weekend.
could you imagine? Paul Rudd would have cried.
Movies would stop being made.
Literally.
That movie, If you made 58 billion opening weekend, people would be like, "Holy shit, this Ant-Man's got
Stanley would
cool.
have been rejuvenated by the money into his youth again. Next up is the big hitter. I think probably the one we're both most excited for personally. Captain America: Civil War is May 6th, just a short few days before my birthday. And
we've talked so much about this to like exhaustion, but how
is this not going to be amazing?
Great. Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really good. I think the Russo brothers being attached instead of Joss Whedon was probably the smartest thing they could have done. With that said, now I think we're gonna love it, but I don't think this is gonna really be breaking any records either, quite frankly.
It's not. The one thing that gets me about this movie is it's weird, because when you think about it, they're advertising Iron Man showing up in this film, and he's like in the marketing campaigns, like all the movie posters, like it's Iron Man and Captain America, like everyone knows he's gonna be in this. But without that Avengers, like
exactly, it's not
that
called
name.
Avengers.
Like this is called Captain America: Civil War. So like I don't know if it's gonna resonate with people as much to be like what, like
yeah.
I still tell people about Winter Soldier, and they're like, what? They released this? Like
yeah, Winter Soldier's not on the chart by the way, and that movie is probably their best.
That's what I mean. It's their best movie to date. So I hope the Captain America name doesn't hurt it as much. I agree with you. I don't think it's gonna break records, but opening weekend it's going to be top of the box office.
Yeah, I think it might do. I think it might. It'll break some minuscule records.
Yeah, I agree.
Any Marvel movie always winds up breaking some kind of records, but it's not going to break top 5. I don't think of the box office.
We're both. Needless to say, we're both stoked.
Yeah, This is my most anticipated.
I was just going to agree
above Doctor Strange, quite frankly, but I do think it's interesting that Age of Ultron. It's like we were saying, did break records and made the list because it's that Avengers. If they call this Avengers Civil War, I bet you it would have been such a different. It'll be such a different story.
But that's why I'm also kind of happy about this. Is like they stuck true in making this. They said outright they were like, "This is Captain America's sequel. Like this is going to be the third film in the Captain America franchise." And I'm happy.
They could have not done Civil War in this at all and just made a direct sequel about Bucky and Cap teaming up, and that would have been cool. I'm sure that would have been awesome too, but we're lucky, in my opinion. Really, we're lucky to be getting Civil War.
This is a gift.
I'm fucking really excited.
This is a gift before Infinity Wars.
Right.
Next up, May 22nd, just a few short weeks after. I'm highly anticipating this one. I'm not sure where you fall on it. I feel like you're going to see it, but X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes. I'm gonna see it.
For this.
I'm gonna be in the theaters. Maybe not opening night. Probably not opening night. I'll go opening weekend for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's not one of those for me. It's not like, you know what? I think the movie's gonna be really good. Actually, I think it just suffered from the same problem that Batman v Superman did, in which they just released a bad trailer.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just in their case, it was a little bit worse because Batman v Superman already had a good trailer out. This was their first.
Yeah,
and it wasn't good.
Yeah. I'm stoked though for the older cast, I should say. And the one gripe I'm having going into this movie is the younger cast and how the hell they're going to live up to that opening scene from Days of Future Past, because that was like incredible. But I hope without Hugh Jackman, they can still carry this franchise on, because I don't want to see the X-Men go anywhere.
Do you think Hugh Jackman's going to cameo in that at all?
No.
You don't?
I think if they put him in this movie, they're basically digging their own grave, because they can't bank on him anymore. They really can't. And if they do put him in this, like, what's the point?
Well,
what's the purpose?
I mean, because he has one more movie left, so they want to give him a little something at the end, you know?
Oh, like maybe. Oh, you're talking about like teaser,
just a cameo.
I could see them doing like the after credits teaser with him, but if they put him in this movie at all, it'd be weird for him to cameo and not get involved.
You know?
See, that's where it gets like murky territory, because like if they put him in one scene, why wouldn't he go fight with all of them? You know what I mean?
Well, also he's not in that universe anymore, right?
Yeah, he's in like the other dimension now.
Right. Yeah.
He's the only one that traveled between the dimensions.
I think he's cameoing in Deadpool, though.
Oh, easily. He has to Deadpool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Him and Ryan Reynolds literally talk about it on Twitter. Like it's happening. It's happening. Without confirming it, they confirmed it.
They're so like bad with like the secrecy of these superhero movies. Those two are like, they just blow up everyone's spot.
Every single time Hugh Jackman has an interview, he fucks up a secret of one of the films he's in.
Yeah.
Regardless of a superhero one, just any film he does, he just loves to talk about himself.
Yeah, I think he just gets excited. He just talks about it.
Well, that's kind of cool, though. You know what I mean? Because he's excited for all of his roles. Next up, a little bit later on in the year, a little bit of a summer drought after May, and then August 5th, we get Suicide Squad, which is what we were just talking about a little bit earlier.
I am excited to see this.
I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Right,
I don't think it's going to review well.
Curiosity factor is much more the driving force here.
I don't think it's going to review well. I think it's going to be lesser known and a little bit scary, even more so than Deadpool, because this isn't like Justice League Suicide Squad. This isn't like Batman : Suicide Squad. It's just called Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to the random viewer that's going to the movies that weekend, what are they talking about? You know?
Right.
So I don't know. I'm gonna see it for sure. Margot Robbie's in it. How could you not see Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn? But yeah, that's kind of where I fall down on Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I think the curiosity factor is gonna be a lot of everyone's striving for. It's certainly gonna be
100%.
And then like you said, there's a lot of big names attached to it, so they have that going for it. And I think they banked a little bit too hard on that actually.
Yeah.
Between Margot Robbie, Will Smith, Jared Leto, like. It's just
Jared Leto isn't even that big of a like name to me. Like, he's been in movies that I've enjoyed, and like his name is recognizable, but like,
well, he's an Oscar winner.
Yeah, but still,
is the big
oh
thing.
yeah, because when they do the trailers, they could be like Oscar winner,
right? Yeah, he like that's a big thing to have attached to it. And really, he's not even a main part of this movie, as far as I know. He's just like an addition because the whole team is really. There's going to be a lot going on. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 members of the Suicide Squad, and then the Joker. So and then they're gonna put Batman in this at some point.
I know. See, like, you say stuff like that, and I'm just like, how is this being made? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm taking a wait and see approach to that one. I am excited though, and I think it is not gonna really do anything too stellar on opening weekend.
I agree.
I think the very best hope for this movie is probably going to be like an after the fact thing, like a cult following, like when movies come out and then they come out on like DVD and Blu-ray, and then all of a sudden like it's a big hit.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it might see some of that.
If it reviews well, I think it'll help it, but I don't think it's going to review well. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I want to be wrong about it. I'm not trying to be negative.
Right. Oh yeah, me too. Any good movie related to DC or Marvel or Ninja Turtles or any of that is good for us. You know?
Yeah, except for Ninja Turtles. God rest their souls.
No, if Ninja Turtles is good, that's great.
Oh, if it was good, yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
The if being the key word in that sentence. Next up, October 7th, we get Gambit, if it doesn't get delayed again.
Yeah, do we? Is that actually happening?
This is the date that they have set right now. In my opinion, I don't think we're seeing it.
In 2016?
October 7th of 2016 is the date they have set.
Do you think we're seeing it in 2016, period?
No.
I don't either.
I think summer of 2017... I think
announcement is imminent. That's something is happening.
If it happens. I don't know if this movie is going to take off the ground, and I don't know that it should. I'm not personally like, I need Gambit. You know what I mean?
I'm not either. I know
I'll see it.
Some people's favorite characters. There's a lot of people who are like, you don't understand. Gambit's my favorite. But like, I don't know. I think you probably need to take a good look at yourself in the mirror if Gambit is your favorite character.
That's what I mean.
Because then be like, is he?
That's what I mean. Because less than a month later, we get November 4th as Doctor Strange. And this is a character who I don't know anything about, but as soon as I saw the casting, I was stoked for it. And that's coming off of me loving Channing Tatum, but like him being cast as Gambit, I'm not like stoked about. You know what I mean? Because it's just that character that doesn't do it. Doctor Strange, I saw him and I'm like, what the fuck is this character all about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When is Doctor Strange come out?
That is November 4th.
Okay, and like we've already seen like him in the costume and stuff.
That's what I mean. We've seen nothing of Gambit. Nothing.
What's going on? You know, like something's going on.
But Doctor Strange is going to be the last technical superhero movie of 2016. So overall of that list, we already said most anticipated, easily Civil War.
Well, hold on. So if Gambit comes out, do you care?
No. I'm going to see it, but no.
I'll see it. I'll see it.
It'll be like Suicide Squad to me. It'll be like a movie I go see because I'm interested.
Suicide Squad, I'll go see on opening weekend. As well as X-Men. They're around the same level for me.
Movie Tuesday always, so.
Gambit is like, I'll get around to it.
See, out of this list, the only ones I'm seeing opening weekend are Batman vs Superman, Civil War, and X-Men. All the rest I'm going to see Crime Movie Tuesday. Weekend? No, I'll probably see that Crime Movie Tuesday. That's not one that I have to be like Friday night. You know what I mean? Civil War is one I need to be like, I can't get spoiled on this. Like, I have to see it. Batman vs Superman, same thing. Like
Civil War, I'll go opening night.
I have to.
Batman v Superman, I'll go opening night. Deadpool, I'll go opening weekend. X-Men opening weekend. Suicide Squad opening weekend. Gambit, I'll go when I get around to it.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is another one I'll definitely do. Maybe opening night. I'm just very excited for that movie.
Doctor Strange, I'll go. I'm making an effort to go opening night for sure.
Rachel McAdams is in it too. I keep forgetting about that, and that keeps making me more excited. And then to end off the year, not superhero related, but this is just awesome that I get to read this. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, is December 16th, and then Assassin's Creed with Michael Fassbender is December 21st.
It's going to be a large year for movies, for sure.
And I glossed over live action Tarzan. Independence Day 2 is in there.
There's a ton of stuff.
It's gonna be a good year for just like superhero themed movies.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of movies this year in general.
We were supposed to have Power Rangers this year, but it got delayed into January 13th of next year.
Right.
But yeah, that's coming soon, so that'll be in the cusp of 2016. It's gonna be a good year for movies.
Yeah.
I think the one I have to see, Civil War. It's gonna top it for me this year.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
I'll tell you what, based on like just pure speculation, and like from what I know of Marvel, Civil War is probably going to be the biggest. I see potential for Doctor Strange to come in and sweep everybody off their feet without like kind of blindsiding people. About
100%.
You know what I mean?
do.
It has that potential.
The caliber of that film, the actors, like just the mythology of it. Right. I think it's gonna shock people. It's already shocking me with the stuff I'm seeing.
And no one knows like too much about him. Like there's a lot of, if they market it right, you know, and people know about it, it's on everyone's radar, like the general audience's radar, and like they get the word out there.
The marketing is gonna be key.
The marketing is key for sure, because it is an unknown like Ant-Man, really.
Yeah.
I think it has the potential to come in and be like, holy
really
shit,
cool Ant-Man.
Right.
He's like an unknown like an Ant-Man, but he's so much cooler than
Ant-Man. Yeah, he is. I agree. But yeah, it has. I mean, it could totally knock it out. I think Batman v Superman and Civil War are the obvious choices for like which one's gonna top. But I think Doctor Strange can be that little engine that could, you know.
I think I can, Mr. Cumberbatch.
Where do you think these are all gonna come down after that? Let's say we think. I'm gonna say, realistically, all like, you know, ifs, ands, or buts put aside, just what I think off of raw data. Civil War, Batman v Superman, which could switch because Batman v Superman has a lot of cachet just because of the names alone. They might make money. It's gonna make tons of money either way.
Maybe
it's good or bad.
Like, I don't know. If it outperforms Civil War, I don't think it will.
Yeah, but you know what? Batman is more popular than Captain America easily.
100%, I'll agree with that.
The title alone has Batman versus Superman. And so anyone even walking up to the movies that day is going to know what that is. Everyone knows Batman and Superman.
That's true, I guess.
It's going to make a ton of money.
Trailer, even my friends that are like not big superhero or nerdy people saw that trailer and they were like, what the fuck is happening in that movie? Like, everyone said Jesse Eisenberg is the worst. And I'm like, I want to believe he's going to be better, but like, if my friends that don't even like superhero movies that I drag to the movies with me are already saying that, like, that's why I'm like,
people might say that on their way into buying their tickets to go see it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everyone's going to see it.
The wallet means a lot more than the review.
So I'm going to put those even keeled because I really don't know. I think Civil War and Batman v Superman have a good chance. Which one do I want?
I think X-Men's going to do really well too.
X-Men will do well. X-Men will be third probably.
Yeah. I think
it's going to go. I think it's going to go. If I have the guess realistically, without my hopes involved, like I was saying, I would hope Civil War is number one. Personally.
Me too.
I think it's going to be Batman vs Superman, Civil War, X-Men, Deadpool, Suicide Squad. No, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, Gambit.
I want Doctor Strange above Deadpool, but I don't think so because the Deadpool marketing is on point.
Like I said, hopes aside, I think more people are going to recognize like Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool's already been in the film.
What would you do if Doctor Strange tops all the list?
That would be fucking awesome, dude.
I'd be so happy.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I just have a lot of hope behind that film. I don't know why. I have a really good feeling about it.
Me too. I'm with you.
I don't know why. And that's coming from me as a DC fan, by the way. I just want to point out, and I want Civil War at the top this year. Batman vs. Superman is rubbing me the wrong way. I get gut feelings about these films.
I want Civil War to be at the top because I just love them. I love Marvel, and I love those characters.
Force Awakens.
And it's my favorite story of all time.
Yeah, truth. Force Awakens for me is kind of where like Civil War's at for me now. Like, I have high anticipation, but knowing that I'm going to go in and love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have that for Batman vs Superman. Like, I'm excited to go see it. I'm gonna see it, but like, I don't have that feeling where I'm like, this is gonna be incredible. I have that for Civil War.
That's
Everything
the
I've
thing
seen,
about
I'm like,
Marvel,
yes.
right? Is that like
They make you giddy in no other way.
Yeah, and like you kind of know what you're getting into. You know what's going to be like. Okay, this is going to be like this.
Yeah, the pedigree is already established.
It's just that you also know that you're going to get a quality product. Like it's going to be Marvel. Like puts
polished.
The care and the polish. Yeah, they put the love in. So like, yeah, you know that like some things what they're going to be like based on all the other Marvel movies, but like you also know it's going to be like a good experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you can go into a Marvel movie at this point being like, you can say it factually, like, I know I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what's the last bad one they put out?
And I learned
Iron
that
Man
after
2.
Ant-Man especially.
Right.
And when I saw Ant-Man and I walked out of the theater and I was like crying from laughing so hard and like just enjoyed the whole way through, I was like, it's Marvel. Like, I just can't expect any less at this point.
Yeah.
And that's
like,
what their pedigree saw them. DC just needs to get that pedigree in live action.
They have a lot going against them, too. They don't have as much experience. They don't have as many films out.
Hopefully this all changes, though.
Like,
I want to be wrong about DC. I like DC more than Marvel, but like Marvel's crushing it as far as live action goes.
Yeah, and through the whole list here, the only one that was really like iffy was Iron Man 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Iron Man 1 was cool. Even the Incredible Hulk, I enjoyed.
The only thing they need to do on the DC side of things is hit me with this Batman Beyond, guys. Give me live action Batman Beyond. Yeah. Batman would be to the top again. You know how many toys they would sell?
Yeah.
Of a new Batman, Terry McGinnis coming in? Oh, dude, that would do so well.
All right, well, let us know in the comments below, guys, what you think about the 2016 lineup and where these movies are going to fall. What's your favorite one? Let us know. We would love to hear more from you. Again,
without being mean. Don't be rude. We all have our opinions, guys.
Yeah. If you want to be mean, I mean, you can. I just don't be surprised
if we're mean
because
back.
I come back at you.
Dean more so than me. He is the Hulk.
Tell you.
If Dean's the Hulk, I'm the Black Widow that sings him a lullaby.
But thank you guys so much for joining us for another year of Power Up. Happy 2016. We're happy to be back from our break. I want to make sure we credit superherohype.com for all of these news stories. And their parent site, comingsoon.net. You can go check out those websites for even more in-depth coverage of all the stuff we cover here.
Superhero Hype is the best website. I love it. Dean got me hooked on it. Definitely check it out, guys. And we didn't even talk about this, but nobody sent us questions for 2016. Mel and Rick, I'm looking at you. We feature you the most. All you have to do is send us an email. Title it like, "Hey guys, what's up?" or like, "Greg looks Jewish today." And you could title it with that in the subject line. We don't get a lot of questions, but if you do have the energy and the will to send us over feedback, comments, concerns, you could do it at powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com.
Indeed, sir.
We have our very own email.
We do have it. Don't be shy. Just send the damn questions. You know what I mean?
Send anything.
Just send them. It's not a big deal.
Don't be shy. Send us your question.
This has been episode 22 of Power Up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You can catch this show every Saturday morning on youtube.com/The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL, or subscribe to us on iTunes and SoundCloud for the audio versions, or go ahead and support us on patreon.com/The Level Up Network for just $1 or more. If you're feeling generous, you can get these episodes early, as well as some other content that we are currently working on, making those benefits of being a Patreon even more valuable to you. So head over there, throw us a bone. If you can't, that's cool. You can get all our stuff for free anyway. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. I'm at @thebeast_NJ. Greg is at Greg Virga.
Turn up.
And that is it for us. Take care and power up.
Power up, guys.
Yeah, doing good.
I'll get back to Greg's Gazette eventually. God rest my soul.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too. Until constantly stare at my green screen before bed.
Greg's Gazette. Damn you.
I'm like, wow.